What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Season Gaming Bitcast. Ains, Dan, and Bert coming back at you with episode 36. Today, we're going to be talking about Black Friday, PlayStation VR, some of the rumors that came out this week. But first, I want to introduce you to a new series we're doing called Backseat Gaming. You can find it on our YouTube channel. The three of us have been recording it for a while now. Our first episode just debuted on Friday. So it's really just a shared Let's Play with a comical take. So give it a look. We had a lot of fun recording it, and we hope you enjoy it. So, guys, why don't we go ahead and get started with talking about Black Friday. It just happened, obviously, a couple days ago. I know we all picked up some stuff. It's pretty much one of those gamer-like holidays where people are looking for the best gaming deals out there, and there were a lot of good ones. So we know, for instance, the Spider-Man PS4 bundle has been selling like hotcakes. PSVR down to $199 with the Astrobot and Moss bundle, two of the best games on the platform. Games like Odyssey, Tomb Raider, etc., really cheap for the first time. So let's hear it, guys. Dan, we'll start with you, man. What'd you pick up?
A lot of stuff. Here's the thing. I saw that PS4 bundle with Spider-Man, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this. I was like, you know what the hell am I gonna do with it? And then I got the VR a little bit earlier this week for myself because I couldn't turn down the deal, and I started playing it, and it slowly got taken over by the kids. So I was like, well, I better just pick up a PSVR bundle, another one. So that's two this week, and another PS4. For the kids. But at that point, that Spider-Man bundle was gone. You couldn't find it online anywhere, and I was not about to go outside on Black Friday. No way. So I just happened to be following somebody on Twitter. We won't mention their names, but it rhymes with Schmack Kid deals, and it popped up, and I just happened to hit it, with like in a minute, and it was at Walmart. I ordered it, I got it, and then I've got the VR bundle and another controller coming from Newegg. I've got I don't know how many games I bought online, on the Xbox sale. Cheez-Its, found a great deal for Cheez-Its. They were fantastic. I know it has nothing to do with gaming, but I should mention that. But yeah, so basically two PSVRs. A PS4 Spider-Man bundle, and lots of games.
So it sounds like Sony got you good.
Yep, they did. Well, Xbox got me good too. I don't know how much I spent on digital
marketplace.
Nice. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Oh, and I got the kids a couple of Xbox controllers, the Design Lab stuff.
Oh, nice.
A couple new headsets. So
Jesus
should be here shortly. I'm done. I don't have to do anything the rest of it. I can just sit here and relax and drink my Coca-Cola.
What about you, Bert?
Yeah, so I didn't really buy a ton because I unfortunately bought too many things before Black Friday came along, and I did buy some stuff for memory. So memory cards, hard drives are really cheap right now also. So those, gosh, I think a 1 terabyte SSD is only for $110 right now. It's usually like 200 plus. So I got that and a memory card for videos. And did I get gaming related? Gosh, I don't think I bought anything game related this year, which is kind of funny. But no, there's a lot of good sales. Xbox also has the Xbox One S with a couple games bundle for $199. I think the big thing about the PS4 Slim is that you get Spider-Man, which is a great game that a lot of people are jumping on. So overall, pretty good stuff. There's a lot of other stuff that I picked up. Like what did I find? I found a good gym membership was super discounted. So that was we've been looking at gyms nearby, and they had
Dan disapproves.
Yeah, they had all their initiation fees waived and everything, which is pretty cool. So
welcome to the Jim and Cheez-It podcast.
That's exactly right. I'm over here buying Cheez-Its and Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
He's over here buying stuff. I don't even know what a gym looks like on the inside.
What does it smell like in there?
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
It's probably terrible. Not like Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its sweat.
No massive amiibo deals is what you're saying.
I didn't really. I've kind of scaled back on amiibos recently. Whoa. Only stuff that I know I want to get, so I don't pick them all up anymore.
Who are you? I don't know who you are.
So yeah, it's funny you mentioned the Xbox One because I actually saw one of the outlets, I forget which one it was selling the Xbox One S. They were doing it with the whole Minecraft thing where you get like the normal Minecraft story mode. It's like all Minecraft. But then they were also giving Red Dead 2 with it. And I was like, wow, that's one hell of a good bundle too. But, Microsoft can't officially promote that bundle because they don't have the marketing rights for Red Dead. So kind of interesting. But myself, I too picked up PSVR. So I was going to have a quick 2-minute or 3-minute discussion here, Dan, about PSVR. I know you've played it a lot more than me. I did get Astrobot to work, like I told you. So
Nice.
that was cool. It was exactly what you said. I had looked at the world before, but I don't think I looked like enough. You know what I mean? Like I didn't turn around enough. So I started that, and wow. That really has kind of blown me away. It's very, very cool so far. So that's the first one that's really blown me away. Moss was really neat the way it's set up, but Astrobot's pretty cool. So I'm going to be playing more of that. But a couple things I don't like about it, and these are the gripes that I think everyone has. I don't like the setup of it. There's too many wires and connections, and there's just crap everywhere, and I have nowhere to put it. I don't like earbuds at all. So you have to plug this thing in the back of it, and then the 2 earbuds go into your ears because it only outputs in normal sound. Like it doesn't use the same surround sound as your PS4. It has its own sound processor. So if you want kind of surround sound, you use earbuds. I think, Dan, you have a better solution that I'll have to try. But I just hate earbuds in general, so they piss me off. Other than that, it's pretty good. I've liked what I played so far, but I haven't played it enough to really give a good opinion. So I got to get some more games and stuff. But Dan, I know you've been playing the hell out of it.
Yeah, a lot. So I picked up. I also got Moss and Astrobot, and then I ended up picking up Doom, which my son kind of dabbled with a little bit, and it looks really complicated. You don't really move and use your regular controller. You use the move sticks, and you kind of teleport to move and stuff. So it's really kind of weird. I don't know if you can actually use the controller because we didn't get into it too much. We'll see. I'll have to kind of come back on that one. I picked up Creed and a couple other ones. Tetris, played some of that. Boring, but really though, I mean, I'm with you. The wires are terrible. I mean, it's such a hassle. And I took it over to a buddy's house last night because they wanted to try it out. And actually, I think they're going to go buy them today because they had so much fun. But just setting everything up is kind of a hassle if you're trying to move it and stuff. So many wires. Now, I don't know if they could ever do something like that wirelessly. I don't know if like the Oculus or the Vive.
Yeah, they can. That. The Vive Pro is wireless.
Is it? Okay, yeah. But I mean, it probably costs a whole
it's a lot more.
Yeah. But for what it is, I mean, it's something that I will play, enough to justify the purchase. Yeah. But it's not something I could play all the time.
Yeah.
When I did try out yesterday, I got a little sick on Moss. That was just mostly my fault. But I tried out. They have a little free one called it's the Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming. It's like a 5-minute little deal. It's free on PSN, and you're on top of this apartment building. And I turned around and looked, and there's the edge of the building. Well, I decided to walk back and look. Almost fell on my couch. And then I think you zip up to like a crane and you can look down and you just see all these cars. It's insane, the stuff that you're doing. And it looks good. I mean, it looks really, really good. I almost fell down then also. So there's a lot of almost falling for me. But I played it.
Puking from
and
what
puking
I heard.
One time. But that's hopefully that'll stop. And I've got a pretty decent vertigo. So it's not something that I thought I would be able to play, and I'm really happy that I can. But it's not. I want to say it's niche or novelty because I think they're really making strides towards really immersive gameplay, like you saw with Astrobot. It's something different. It's something that you've never seen before. And as far as the audio goes, I did mention. I think Rig makes a headset specifically for it. I got 2 of them upstairs that my kids use just for regular headsets, and they're super comfortable. But then again, there's another wire that you have to deal with. Now they also that one comes with a shorter wire where doesn't get in your way as far as having one that's like 6 foot long dangling all over the place. So, but it's great. I mean, I've had a really good time with it, and I might have lost a pound or 2 playing Beat Saber, so.
Which we're going to talk more about. So,
yep.
Bert, I know you said you're waiting on it. Any thoughts on it?
No. This is we're gonna have a deeper video on it now on PSVR coming up that we could probably talk more about on it. But no, I'm very interested in it. I just don't have the time and stuff to invest into it right now, so I've passed on it for now.
Yep, fair enough. All right, guys. So we had some interesting leaks and rumors that have come out, and I think this is leading up to the Game Awards because there's supposed to be some pretty big announcements during the Game Awards. So maybe some of these were anticipated for that, but obviously leaked a little early. Let's talk about a couple of them. So first is that Alien Blackout has been trademarked by 20th Century Fox. I don't know if you are, Dan. Bert and I are massive Alien fans. I think, Bert, it would be fair to say we're both a little disappointed with how Alien has been handled in several areas over the past several years. I think all Alien fans are. But this is interesting. So it's trademarked for video game use. What that means, we don't know. Who's developing, we don't know. But this is good signs that a new Alien game is coming, and don't give it to Gearbox. What do you think, Bert?
Well, first of all, I want to mention that I was a massive, massive Alien Isolation fan. The year it came out, I actually had it in some of my favorite games of that year personally. I've finished it twice. I loved every aspect of it, the gameplay and everything. I know I'm in the minority here because it didn't do just amazingly well, but I did not play or even bother with Alien Colonial Marine. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. If you've not played Isolation, play it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very good. So it's like survival horror Alien. Plays kind of like Alien 1 in that sense. I didn't finish it. I should have, damn it. Funny enough about Alien Isolation, too, if you go back and play it now, it's one of the games that uses Kinect actively. Like, you can actually look around corners, and if you can turn it on to where if you make too much sound, the alien will pick up on it, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and the game also just turns into something that you don't expect. I mean, a lot of people think it's just like the ship area, and it's like you just walk around the ship the whole time. I can tell you it's more than that. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin it, but it's so good.
Cool. Dan, Alien fan?
Yeah, I mean, I love the movies. I haven't played a game since it was on my PC back in the day. It was it AVP?
Alien vs. Predator? Excellent game.
Yeah, it was so much fun. You know, Alien Isolation, you know, I'm a giant puss, so it's not going to be one of those games. I have it, and it's on the backlog, but, you know, I need to play with, like, lights on and the sun blaring into my window, and, you know, it's just, I want to play it because everybody's talked about, you know, I mean, it's one of those, like, kind of looks like a cult classic where, like, you know, there's a big group of people that really, really like that game, and and I love the universe. You know, I've seen every movie, but I'm ready for it. I think, I don't know, there was some rumors I saw about Alien. Was it this one with the head? What's his face attached to it?
Kojima.
Yeah, was it this one? I don't know. Yeah, that's terrible.
Terrible, yeah. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't know. I think that seems really odd, but we'll see.
Super odd, and I hope that's not the case, because if it's just an Alien game, fine. I don't need to, you know, have all kinds of meaning behind it and crap. So
I don't want to see that the game was directed by him 94 times over the course of a 10-hour game. So
yeah, right. Yeah,
Bert's just shaking his head over there. All right. So here's one that's real interesting, because I know at least on 2 Bitcasts recently, we have brought this game up as something we wanted to see on the PS1 Classic and something that we hoped would be brought back. And sure enough, yesterday, Square Enix has trademarked Parasite Eve in Europe. And, you know, really nothing more known about it than that. But you don't trademark something like Parasite Eve for no reason, right? So something's happening here, and this could be really neat. I'm excited.
I'm super excited about it if it's actually going to come out. I mean, with the way Square Enix's development cycles work, it's just maybe a remaster or remake, and then we're not going to see it till 2025 or something. So, but I love Parasite Eve a lot.
Throwing a little shade at Final Fantasy there.
I'm just sick and tired of how long their development cycles are on all their games, not even their remasters and remakes. It's just such a headache with them.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's not like it comes out and it's like, man, this is so mind blowing. Where it's like, you know, the best game ever. It's always, you know, above average, but never great. That's why I'm a little hesitant about Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I played, like I said, the first one of those, but it's just.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Hear it. Parasite Eve is my favorite PlayStation game.
Really?
Original system. That, and I think a Battle Arena Toshinden was awesome. That was just because it was the first one I played. But
it was fun.
Yeah. I love this news. Love it. I mean, I hope it's a new game, or they do, you know, something like Capcom did with like Resident Evil, and they really, really redo it and make it good with like how they're doing Resident Evil 2. From what I've heard. I'm I'm ready. I mean, when I saw that news, I was like, this is it. Finally, we're getting something, because it was such. I mean, yeah, you go back now and play it, it's probably pretty trashy, but it was so good at the time, and they did a really good job with the story. They did a really good job with just the mechanics. It wasn't where it was, it wasn't your typical game that I've ever played.
No, it was definitely unique.
It was really unique. So
yeah.
I'm ready for it, man.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that one for sure. But I just found the coincidence funny that I can't imagine many people have been talking about Parasite Eve lately, and yet here it popped up right after we were talking about it. Yeah, maybe just a rumor that we brought this to light. Square Enix is a big listener, so we'll see. So big rumor out this week as well is that we're going to get some release dates from Sony at the Game Awards, specifically Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and Dreams. My initial thoughts here is I could kind of believe this because Dreams is supposedly close in the sense that there's supposed to be a beta for it before the end of the year. They said a beta is coming in 2018. So I can imagine Dreams being, sometime first half of 2019, being that it's not going to be this AAA blockbuster, right? And then Death Stranding, we know that we talked about this last time. Keighley rides Kojima hard. Kojima is always a focus of the show because of that. And it would not surprise me for Kojima to come out and announce something Death Stranding at the show. So this is somewhat believable in my opinion. I swear to God, if we get some 4-minute Death Stranding video that is completely bizarre and has nothing to do with anything, I'm just going to probably break the TV.
Yep. That sounds about right, man. I mean, I can care less about Death Stranding at this point. I mean, I'll probably play it, but it's just Kojima. I hate that dude. But can't stand him.
And we just lost half our listeners.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm excited for Ghost, and Dreams is actually another reason I picked up the VR. Everything I've seen from that, I think it would be really cool just to kind of immerse yourself in that kind of game, and then be able the game creation stuff. My kids saw it and they're like, yeah, we need to play this. Yeah. So it's going to kind of work out nice. Hopefully it comes out pretty soon, because that's one of the ones I'm looking forward to.
Me too. I want to sit down with my son. We only have my PS4. He's only got an Xbox. And so, but I think it'd be fun to sit down with him and try to create something together, that we both can just play, even if it's something real simple, because it'd be fun.
Yeah, for me, I think with the release dates in general, so, we have Last of Us 2 coming, supposedly Days Gone, supposedly coming out soon. I heard there might be another delay on it.
I saw that too.
But it's going to be a crowded 2019 for Sony if all these games are supposed to be coming out in 2019. I think something might bleed over into 2020 spring, potentially. So they're going to have a big release calendar coming up. With them not being at E3, they're probably going to take advantage of this and the next PlayStation stuff that they're going to have. So
yeah.
I don't know. But there's a lot of rumors that PS5 is coming out in 2020, in the fall of 2020. Yep. So they have a lot to kind of release between 2020. Either that or some of these games are moving over to PlayStation 5 and PS4. So
I think I think you nailed it. I think we're definitely going to see a couple of these games come out, right? And then just be playable on the PS5 with some sort of enhanced mode, right? Where you get like a 4K 60 instead of 4K 30 or something like that. Like we see with the Xbox One X today, right? And Pro. I think if I had to guess right now, I would say exactly what you just said, is that Last of Us 2 will probably be spring of 2020, and then it'll just have updates when the PS5 launches in fall. Because for people who don't have a PS4, which nowadays doesn't seem like many people, but for new players of the PS5, it would be very simple to just pick up Last of Us 2 as one of those either bundles, right? Or as a new game when they hadn't played it on the PS4. And obviously it's going to be a system seller, so...
Yeah, the other thing that, really quick, Dan, I don't mean to interrupt you. The other thing is that the PlayStation 5, we don't know a lot about what could be potential launch titles for them. There's a few things that have been speculated upon, but nothing big. So what they might do is they might release these games with a PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 compatibility. So you have these games that have been built up for so long available at PlayStation 5 launch. Yeah. We'll buy that as a launch title, even though it's not something new in the sense to where it's a surprise to us, whereas it seems like Microsoft has kind of said, all right, we're done with this gen. A lot of big stuff is coming in the next gen. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm ready for some stuff. If the PS5, this is all assuming that Sony will adopt backwards compatibility, which if they don't,
they have to. I don't see how they can.
Right? Yeah, I mean, but at this point, who knows? I've seen dumber things happen.
That's true.
And they could just say, okay, well, here's you have to buy the game again on the PS5. I mean, that's the only potential hiccup. But I mean, yeah, I can't see Sony not doing it. It would strand so many people back in the old days of the PS4.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That would be one of those monumental mistakes that could shift the dynamic of a generation, right?
Yep.
Like, then Xbox would just come out and say you can play 4 generations of stuff on our, on the Xbox Scarlet or whatever it's going to be called, Xbox 2.
Yeah.
Especially as big as this generation has gotten, there's going to be 90 million PS4s out there. If you abandon all those, no way. I can't see Sony doing that.
Neither can I, but I've also seen dumber things.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, and then this one is right up Bert's alley. So, Game Informer editor, I forget his name. He was on the Game Informer show a couple days ago, and claimed anyway to have a sort of inside information based on some of the sources he's talked to at Nintendo that the next Zelda game is coming sooner than you would think. Now, from what I read on this, there's also been some teasing in a very light regard that Nintendo is going to remaster Skyward Sword. Is that what it's called, Bert? I'm not the big Zelda guy here. But I know that a lot of people, Zelda fans, I've heard about. Is it Skyward Sword?
Maybe it depends on which one you're talking about. That's the rumor that I've heard. The problem with Skyward Sword is it came out towards the end of the Wii's life, so a lot of people didn't get to play it. They'd already moved on to other things, and then the Wii U came out. So that would be a great thing if that's actually coming.
Okay, that's the rumor. I was making sure I got the title right. But that's the rumor I saw and what people are thinking this may be, because it's doubtful that the team has created an entirely new Zelda game already or in the next year, right? So be kind of interesting, and I didn't know that it came out at the end of the Wii's lifespan. So you want to touch on this one? You'll know more about it than I will, of course.
Yeah, so that's the thing. First of all, Nintendo's been on record saying that they plan on giving tons of DLC, even more DLC coming for Breath of the Wild. The Breath of the Wild already struggled on the Switch to run extremely clean and perfect. I can't see them making an entirely new engine or anything. If anything, they might use what's already out on the Breath of the Wild engine and maybe just create a new story with it or whatever. It looked great already, so it's not like they need to update stuff, but it would be nice to get something a tad bit nicer. If it is Skyward Sword, like I did say, it came out towards the end of the Wii. People were already done with the Wii Mote and the nunchuck that was already out for it. And it was really hard to control because that's the only way you could play the game. Even with the Wii Pro controller, you couldn't play the game to its max. So if they restructure those controllers to maybe a Switch controller or just the Pro controller for the game, it would be amazing. It is known as probably the best out of Ocarina of Time Zelda game before Breath of the Wild came out. So a lot of people love it. Not everybody played it, and people have been kind of clamoring for this to be remastered, remade, or whatever for a while now. So that would be awesome if that actually happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Zelda. Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. But that's interesting. Yeah. But what is with Nintendo coming out with Pro controllers and then making games that don't support them? Stop that.
Yeah, it was weird on the Wii. The Wii had some just weird controllers. I think they relied so much on the Wiimote in that generation. There was a Pro controller for it, but it just wasn't used as much. I think they were trying to use a lot of emulated old games more than using their actual handheld controllers during that gen.
Yeah. All right. This is a weird report I saw, but I figure we touch on it because this is another game that's almost kind of disappeared and we rarely hear about it. Shenmue 3. So believe it or not, it was E3 2015 when we saw Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy 7 for that matter. And, Yu Suzuki came out. They announced it, then announced a Kickstarter campaign on stage, which I thought was one of the dumbest things ever. And then in the first 9 hours after E3 right there, they made something like $1.5 million. I forget what it was, $2 million or something in donations to make this game. It has been almost 3.5 years since. And in that time, the Kickstarter has earned less than it did in that initial 9 hours. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing the cult classic aspect come in where the fans who really wanted Shenmue 3, jumped, got super excited. Sony got everyone excited on the stage about it. And then it just has disappeared. And because there's not a lot of news on it, we haven't seen much of it. I think beyond those diehard Shenmue fans, we're just not hearing or seeing a lot about it. No one really cares. So I found this just interesting in the fact that it seems like this game is going to be a hit with the people who want it to be a hit. But beyond that, I don't know what type of mass market appeal it's going to have.
Yeah, then you also have the fact that Sony was initially, coattailing it quite a bit, and then they were like, "Oh, we're not doing that anymore. It's going to be,
Gearbox,
cross-platform."
isn't it?
So
It's got a different publisher now too, right?
yeah, it's completely different. Development cycles change a lot. There's been a lot of rumors that there's been a ton of issues in the development cycle itself. So it may never happen. Actually, is what I'm hearing. So I don't know.
What a mess.
I got
Dan,
nothing.
you contributed like $500 to this Kickstarter, right?
Yeah, that was me. I was actually I'm the one that I did half of it.
Did half of it.
I mean, I've never played a Shenmue. So I mean, this is I don't even know what the hell it is really. I mean, I've kind of looked at the remasters and I'm like, yeah,
don't do it.
Don't do it. I'm no way. There are very few games I won't buy, knowing that I won't ever play them, and I'll still buy them. So I did, yeah.
Shenmue was the game. It came out on Dreamcast, and it was visionary at the time for being one of the first games where you could really kind of go in an open world and just be a person in that world. That's what he was going for. But this was 2000. Was it the original or 2001?
Yeah, 2000. 2000,
yeah, because it was on Dreamcast, of course. And it just, you play it now, and it is rough. I watched some videos, and it's just like we've gotten used to open world games for nearly 20 years now, and they've evolved, and we love games like Witcher and Red Dead and Assassin's Creed. And you go back and play Shenmue, you're like, what is this?
Yeah, the reason it caught a lot of news is because at the time it was the most expensive game to develop ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Then Shenmue 2 came out. It was actually available on the Xbox as well. And then the development cycle just died because it got too expensive. And I believe it was Sega that had them at the time, just dropped it. So we're not going to do any more development on this game. And then fans were just heartbroken because it did have a big cult following at the start. A lot of people loved it.
It just never, they spent tons of money, as you said, on that. And it just never did the volume. They expected to be this killer app for Dreamcast, and it never came to fruition. So, and then one interesting article, we don't have to talk too much about it, but it was nice seeing it, is New York Times actually ran an article with the focus being Red Dead, saying that games are now artistically on par with movies and TV. Something that I think a lot of us who play a lot of games have been saying for quite a while, years at least. But it was nice to see this type of public recognition. New York Times is not a small outlet. So it's nice seeing this, on their page, giving some credence to gaming.
Yeah, I think I mean, games are basically interactive movies at this point.
Exactly.
A lot of them are. So it makes total sense to kind of put them on that same level. And the people that they're all behind the scenes and do all the they're just as good as the people that are doing these movies and TV shows. So
some of the same people, some of the writers and voice actors are the same people.
Right. Yeah, with like Norman Reedus coming with Death Stranding,
and his baby,
and his weird throat baby. Super odd. But yeah, I mean, this makes sense. I mean, it really, really is. I mean, when you play a game and sit down and get into a game like Red Dead or God of War, I think people that don't play and would actually take the time to even test out the waters a little bit, I think they'd be really, really surprised. It's not just Mario and Nintendo anymore. It's not just, hey, you playing that on your Nintendo? No, different systems, and So definitely, I mean, like you said, we've been saying it for a long time. So
yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about it other than it's good that this is being written. I mean, people have this stereotype about gaming and the type of person that a gamer is, has existed since the beginning of time, and the people that have built those stereotypes are still running on old stereotypes from the 90s and early 2000s and stuff. And the industry has changed a lot. Gaming's changed a lot. The options for gaming has changed a lot. And the audience has changed a lot. So I think it's good to hear this kind of stuff, and hopefully it continues to evolve into a positive type of thing instead of always negative for people that have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Agreed.
See what happens.
Nothing drives me crazier when you're watching a movie or TV show, a new one, right? And they show someone playing a video game and they put in those sound effects like beep, boop, beep, boop. And I'm like, holy Jesus. Like, yeah, it's not 20 years ago anymore. All right. Quick new segment called On the Spot. So the host, which happens to be me today, is going to ask a question of these two guys. Random gaming related question just to get some feedback. Today's is going to be really simple. It's nothing crazy. On the spot, guys, for the release dates that we know, what is your most anticipated game of 2019?
I'll go first. Anthem.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Anthem right now because it's the only confirmed date that I know for 2019 that I'm excited about.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be confirmed in the sense of an actual single date, but just 2019.
Oh, still Anthem.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dan?
Anthem, I'm definitely looking forward to that one too. But I think Dreams would probably be it for now. And that's assuming that a lot of these other games are coming out, but we just don't have the solid dates, even the year, for some of these. So, but we've actually been looking forward to it since it was talked about. Me and my son sat down and we're just like, yeah, we got to play this. So it's more of a kind of a father-son bonding thing than it is anything else. So that's probably the one I'm looking forward to right now. But there's so many that it's I'm gonna buy them all. So it doesn't really matter.
Did you not to change subject? There's one of the recent Game Informers had the feature article is Dreams. Okay, make sure you had that. Cool.
Yes,
For me, I would say at this point in time, Gears 5. I think Gears 5 is going to blow us away. It's going to be much bigger budget than we saw to Gears 4, which was already a big budget title. And I'm really looking forward to what they do with having a few years under their belt as a new studio now. So I think it's going to be amazing. All right. What are we currently playing, guys? Hit us up.
Lots of VR.
Go ahead, VR.
Yeah, you already really talked about that. Anything else?
Not a whole lot. Still playing Hitman. I think I'm a couple missions out from finishing it. Hope to get that done this week and maybe get a review up. Short of that, it's just basically been the VR and a little bit of Battlefield with you guys. So
cool.
Yeah, I'm finally knee deep into Red Dead, loving it. I'm about 21 hours last time I checked into the game, so a lot of stuff has happened, a lot of stuff has not, obviously. I'm still playing Battlefield socially and Call of Duty, funny enough, socially with you guys and a few other people locally, and still a few racing games here and there. But busy week ahead of me, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think this week was the easier kind of holiday week for us to get some time in. So I've spent it playing Red Dead, trying to get through the whole game. I'm up to nearly 90 hours now, and I'm still on chapter 5. So I'm just, again, told you I was going to take my time, and I am, and just enjoying every minute of it. So other than that, Battlefield, like we said before, we actually played some pub again. So got some matches of that. Those matches last night were not good, so we're not going to talk about them. And otherwise, yeah, nothing too crazy. And then VR. So we kind of already touched on all that stuff. So kind of transitioning to a VR review. We have one review for you today. It's Beat Saber for PSVR. So Dan reviewed that for us here. He gave it a sensational medal, which kind of equates to a 9. He really, really enjoys it. This is one of those things where you need not only PSVR, but it requires the Move controllers as well. So Dan, you were saying that, in your kind of short written review that you were saying that, there's a lot more to it than it seems on the surface. You kind of start by just slashing these blocks, but then there's all types of things that kind of come in, and it can also be like a workout game, like a physical game, because you're standing and swinging and moving around. So let's hear some of your core thoughts on it.
Yeah. So I'm not a workout guy, couldn't tell that by looking at this muscular toned body, but it really, when the first time I tried it out, I was like, man, I played one game on like the normal level, and it was just, I was tired, man. I was so tired. But basically what it is you've got these lightsabers, you've got these blocks coming at you at varying speeds depending on your difficulty. Each block has a arrow on it, and that's the way you have to slash at it. At the same time, they throw these bombs at you, which you have to avoid, and also walls. So not only do they come from like side to side, where you have to lean left, lean right, but you also have to duck. Therein lies the problem with my stature. So it allows you to set your floor level, which sounds weird, but it just basically drops the floor a little bit. If like you're taller like myself, we got to raise it up if you're a little bit shorter like my kids. So it lets you adjust a little bit, because we were having issues as far as having that one that comes over your head, and you're still slashing when you're sitting down here crouching. I like to give that visual aid. But it's so much fun. And, the reason I gave it such a high score, it's not super complicated. It's a rhythmic game. It's, you can kind of akin to like Guitar Hero or like Arrow or something like that. But because of the social aspect of it, I have never we've never really had that game where you get like Mario Party, or you get games that we all play together. But this one is just you can laugh, have fun. Everybody, when they get into it, is like, oh wow, this is new. I took it over to a buddy's house yesterday, and one of my other buddies that was there, his wife played it for like an hour straight. And she's probably going out and buying it today. It's one of those things that it's just so much fun, and that's when I review a game, that's one of those core pieces that I need to have. It's got to be enjoyable. You can have the best graphics, you can have all this other stuff, but if it's fun, it kind of trumps everything else for me. So I really, really enjoyed it. I think it could use a few more songs, and it'd be nice to do like a customizable songs. I know they had a mod you could do it for the PC, but I don't see that ever coming to the PlayStation. They're going to release some DLC. I think they're going to be $10 a piece. It gives you another 10 songs each. So it's a little bit more variety in songs would be nice. It's mostly techno music, which lends itself really well to the game, but just not my cup of tea. But you really don't notice it when you're in there swinging around and stuff. Make sure you get the wristbands attached on those Move controllers, because they will fly out. My biggest fear is watching one of those go through my QLED.
Right.
So, but I had a blast with it, and I posted several videos of my kids on social media playing the thing on expert already, and it just makes me sick to my stomach. They can do that. So I had a good time.
Do you know if the music, is it licensed music, or is it all like unique to the game?
I don't know that for sure. I know that there's one song called Beat Saber that is probably specifically for that song. But they're actually artists. I think you can go find the music anywhere, somewhere else. But I'm imagining that some of them are like that, and then other ones they just kind of pulled in and just got the licenses for. So I don't know if that'll be an issue down the road when they lose those licenses, but I mean, I've never really looked into that too much. So
okay. And then how long does each kind of session or level last, and how many levels are there? Do you know?
I haven't done the campaign too much. To be honest, it's mostly just the free play, and there is a campaign, but I don't really see the point of it when you can basically just do whatever you want. But that I'd have to get a little bit more deep into. But you can do the songs last anywhere from like 3 to 4 minutes to there's a couple longer ones that are like 6. But they're all very, very similar, as far as style and stuff goes. That's it. I think that's where's I go with that one. Sorry.
Bert, you got any questions for Beat Saber here?
No, I remember seeing this trailer. If I'm not mistaken, this originally came out on the Oculus Rift. Yes. It was one of the biggest. It was like a showcase title for the Oculus Rift, and people loved it. And then it's been kind of perfected for the PlayStation VR now that it's finally come there. And the trailer looked awesome from what I remember. I'm actually going to download it and put it into our video here for people that are curious about it. It looks awesome. So this to me might be the system seller for the PSVR. Actually, just looks so much fun. Yeah,
I think with Astrobot and then this coming out now, right during the whole Black Friday rush, I think that's part of what's contributing to the sales that we think we've seen for this. So, well, very cool. You can read the written review portion on our site, and we'll link out to this episode as well. So now it's time, fellas, for Name That Game. And this is going to be my first time posing this, so Bert will get to feel what it's like just going blank. No computer aids, no phones. I'm watching both of you.
Hands got to be up, Dan. Don't be cheating over there. Hands and phone.
Just got to stand there like I'm holding you both up.
I'm not sure I could hold my hands up that long.
You're still somewhere from Beat Saber.
All right, I think I have these questions in a good order where it gets, obviously ran very broad to narrow. I kind of played around with them last night, so let's see what we got. So first question, and Bert, we'll start with you on the first question. Guys ready?
Yes.
All right, first question. This game only has 2 games in the series, in the title series, but the second game was not a sequel.
Banjo-Kazooie.
That was a sequel, so no. And there's 3 games. There's nuts and bolts, too.
Hey, I'm just... Hey.
2 games? Gosh.
2 total games, and 1 was not a sequel.
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, I might know what it is. Okay, go ahead.
Nope. All right, Dan, you're first on this one. It came out The original came out in 2010.
Oh, no, I don't know what it is.
No. Red Dead Redemption.
Actually, that did come out in 2010, but that's not it.
Damn it. I pass.
Repeat that, Ains. You said that the original. What was it again?
The first release of this, because there's like I said, there's 2 titles. The first release was 2010.
No idea.
First release in 2010. God dang. Crackdown? I don't know.
There's 4, right?
All right, Bert. The title is playable online with up to 12 people.
Oh.
It's hard when you're on the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. The original title, or you can play for up to 12 people. Oh my god, I don't. I'd say Smash Brothers, but that's had tons of them. So no, I have no idea. Pass. Dan.
I have no fucking clue. So say it again. Okay, so you can play up to 12. You can play online.
There's 2 games. The first one came out 2010, and you can play online with up to 12 people.
I have no idea. No clue. That's a hard pass.
All right, we're going to get a little easier. So
It's gotta be.
All right, Dan, you're first here. It's a racing game.
Fuck.
Now I got Bert thinking hard.
Yeah.
I should know this.
You guys will both know it eventually. It is a little more obscure. That's an extra hint. A little more.
Up to 12 people.
Got a guess, Dan?
I have nothing. I got nothing. Racing game.
You guys are really slacking.
Tough,
This
man.
is a tough one here.
There's
I don't
only
know.
2. I'm thinking Forza. I'm thinking all the big ones. Like.
Hold on, I still got my guess here. I'm still thinking, but we got to be quick here. God dang it! And we can't ask questions. Oh, Mod Nation Racers.
Oh, nailed it!
Yes,
nailed it!
Nice.
Yes.
Wow. 4th question.
That's
our
nice.
new. That's our. We only have 2 episodes, but that's our new record holder.
New record.
So wow, good call. I was going. The next questions were. It was only on PlayStation. You could customize your racers' cars and create tracks. And then we really get easy. It involved karts. It was very similar to Mario Kart. And you could mod your karts if you guys were really going clueless on me.
Like Mario Kart.
4 questions. Nice one.
Does that include the handheld versions?
Yes, that's why I said there's 2 games in the series, but it wasn't a sequel. Technically, it was like a different version on the Vita.
Done by the guys that did Little Big Planet, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, part of them. It was It was part of Sony, one Sony studio, and then there was this other studio. I had the case over there. I looked at it last night, but I love that game. Yeah. I want a sequel. I like that game better than Mario Kart because you could.
Whoa.
No, because you could modify all your racers, your cars. You could create tracks. There was so much more to it than just racing. Standalone tracks.
True.
It was fun game. Yep. It wasn't as polished as Mario Kart, but Anyway, good job, Bert. He's the reigning champion. I don't know if anyone's going to top 4 questions before the year is out. That's going to be tough.
You're right. It's hard to tell when you're on the receiving end.
You just go blank. I'm
going to have to start thinking of one now.
Next week, Dan. Next week, it's you.
I'll bring it.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for tuning in. That was a fun episode. As always, please like and subscribe. We're doing a lot more on YouTube now, especially with Backseat Gaming, where you can find it on YouTube. And there's a link, a special page on seasongaming.com with Backseat Gaming. We have been publishing more videos. We're going to be doing some stuff on PSVR, like we said, some more unboxings and more reviews coming shortly as well. So, guys, anything you want to shout out before we close out?
Not really. We hit 400 subscribers on YouTube, so thanks to everyone that has subscribed. We're going to be doing a free giveaway because of that. So thanks again for that. It's always good to see that. We get a lot of our listens on the podcast audio only side. So if you're listening audio only, thank you for that as well. Definitely feel free to participate in the giveaway, and we'll kind of give our details out for that later if you are into subscribing for things. If you haven't already subscribed audio wise. So thanks.
Yeah, that's a good giveaway too. So stay tuned for that. And like you said, on the audio side, we know you got a lot of you guys listening that don't watch on YouTube, but Backseat Gaming, like we said, is a video thing. So please check it out if you get time. We would appreciate it. And otherwise, we will talk to you next week. Take care, guys.